Continues to spin, and it was announced over the weekend that the Miami Dolphins have their next head coach. It's going to be Mike McDaniel, the little weird-looking guy, tiny guy with the glasses from the San Francisco 49ers.
He is the smallest head coach I've ever seen. I think Mike McDaniel is 5'7". He weighs about 135 pounds soaking wet. And you know what? It might be the best hire of the cycle.
I can get down with that.
We all know Tua Tagovailoa is limited, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think at this point that's not even a spicy take.
No, he's going to need things around him.
So how do you make him more than he is?
You got to give him a good running game.
Little sleight of hand magic. Never heard a mediocre quarterback. Look at Jimmy Garoppolo.
Yep.
Been to a Super Bowl and multiple NFC championship games. At this point, do you think Tua Tagovailoa is more talented or less talented than Jimmy Garoppolo?
I still want to say more, but not by much.
I'm going to say less, but not by much.
Okay.
This is the perfect hire. Miami said early in this process that the defense took enough steps, which, by the way, that's what good teams do.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, our team took strides, so we need to keep this part intact. It was the offense that was the problem. It's what happens when you have two offensive coordinators, but, that's neither here nor there.
Right.
So you bring in a coach that does exactly what you need. This Shanahan offense, we've seen this with multiple quarterbacks.
Absolutely.
Think back to Washington when Kyle Shanahan was there. By the way, if you're a Washington fan, it should really bother you that you had 19 head coaches on your staff at one time.
No kidding.
And you still couldn't score.
Kyle Shanahan, Sean McVay, Mike McDaniel. Who am I leaving out of that group? Zach Taylor.
Yeah.
He was in on that group.
Yeah, they
were all there to get Matt LaFleur.
I think there were 7 current head coaches that were on Washington's staff,
right.
And that team literally could not score.
Mm-hmm.
Still not sure I understand that. But, so you bring in Mike McDaniel, who has this gimmicky offense. But I want you to think about something.
Okay.
And I've yet to hear anybody say this about Mike McDaniel.
All right.
What do the Jets, the Bills, and the New England Patriots all have in common?
They're all in the AFC East.
Their days.
I win. That's a
They
ding.
all have aggressive blitzing defenses.
Okay, yeah.
What does Kyle Shanahan's offense do to defenses like that? Messes with them.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's sleight of hand magic. You can't completely trust what your eyes see. This is the perfect hire for the Miami Dolphins, and I've been saying it for weeks. As soon as Daboll was out, this is the hire.
Mm-hmm.
I would probably have liked Daboll better than Mike McDaniel, but not by much. Solely because of how long he's been in the league.
Okay.
And now you have set yourself up to have a phenomenal rivalry with the New York Jets.
And I understand why you like this for Tua and his development. You give him a running game, all of that. They're going to obviously have to pound running back in the draft. So,
if you're a Miami Dolphin fan, you just rest assured you got a running back pretty early. Matter of fact, I believe you were the first one to take a running back.
Right, because I don't think that Salvon Ahmed and who was the guy? What was it? Miles Gaskin and
Philip Lindsay.
Do they still have Patrick Laird? Is he still hanging around?
Oh yeah, they had a series of running
Malcolm
backs.
Brown, and none of that is going to work. You need a star back. That's what they know, and that's exactly what is going to happen now. Mike McDaniel's going to go out there and get you a guy who can run in his zone scheme, and I get why you like it.
They also have a slew of offensive linemen that fit this scheme tremendously. In this scheme, you want athletic linemen that can pull in space.
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember what I said about Austin Jackson when he came out?
Mm-hmm.
That.
Yep.
Liam Eichenberg, one of the biggest humans I've ever seen that could do that. Robert Hunt. You remember his flipping upside down touchdown catch that didn't count? There's nothing to not like about this. Nothing. And that's coming from a Jets fan. I would love to bang on this. I can't.
Yeah.
I can't.
Would you not have rather had somebody who might be geared more toward developing Tua, though,
No.
as... Okay.
No, because I know what he is. He's a limited athletic quarterback. I don't care who you bring in there.
Mm-hmm.
Josh McDaniel, who somehow has become the quarterback whisperer, and I don't understand that. You do realize that's the same guy that drafted Tim Tebow, right? And went, I could make you a quarterback.
Right.
No, Bill Walsh couldn't have made him a quarterback.
You really think that was his call more than
Elway's?
Elway's?
I do. Absolutely. There is no way that one of the greatest arms in the history of the NFL looked at Tim Tebow and went, frankly,
we can do that.
I get confused that he's me sometimes.
But that's been the knock on John Elway, is that why hasn't he been able to land a quarterback when he was in that GM spot, vice president, whatever his job title kept fluctuating to with the Denver Broncos? That was always a knock on him. I don't know. To me, Mike McDaniel is going to is another step to the Miami Dolphins taking a step closer to the top of the AFC East.
And I'm going to be honest with you, and what I'm getting ready to say is not going to be real popular.
Okay.
And I'm fine with that. I love hires like this. Mike McDaniel, I don't think ever played one snap of football in his entire life.
No, he's too small. He's just a widow feather.
So how did he get here? He grinded on tape. He was a quality control assistant with the Houston Texans the year I graduated high school, and has just grinded. I look at coaches like this and go, for you to have gotten here with absolutely no prior playing experience, no connections, no anything, you're going to be pretty bright.
Oh, yeah.
At worst, you're going to be pretty bright. It's guys like Mike Vrabel that I look at and go, you're going to have to prove something to. Now he has. Mike Vrabel has served to be a very good head coach.
Yes.
Made some questionable decisions that still make my head hurt. But when you see a guy that has nothing, he came into this league and got to this point literally on the sweat of his brow, blood, sweat, and tears. Very few of those guys fail. They may not be Super Bowl winning head coaches. Very few of them fail.
Mm-hmm. I think Miami's got a lot to look forward to, and now we're just down to one. We're down to one job that is undecided because Minnesota's already said they're waiting on Kevin O'Connell, so they're going to wait until the Super Bowl's over this week, and that leaves the New Orleans Saints.
Oh, can you hit the breaking news button? Because I can tell you exactly who this is going to be.
Who's going to break the news?
Ha!
Who's going to break the news?
Timmy!
Who's going to break the news? Who's going to break the news?
Did you just go Timmy? Did you go full South Park right there?
I did say Timmy, but it sounded like Timmy. I was saying tell me, but it came out
They
weird.
just went
Shut
full
up.
South Park.
Timmy!
Dennis Allen's getting this job.
Really?
Yeah, Dennis Allen's getting this job. What is taking them so long? I have absolutely no idea.
But wait, despite the fact that they spent 8 hours with Eric Bieniemy yesterday?
They did, but everything I've heard out of New Orleans is they're going to hire Dennis Allen.
Okay.
I'm not sure, and I'm reading tea leaves here. Nobody has directly told me what I'm going to say. I don't think Eric Bieniemy liked their plan. I have been told you could see Eric Bieniemy remove his name from consideration before this day is over.
Okay.
Because I don't think he liked the fact that he was going to get his shot as a head coach and be tied to Taysom Hill.
Who would? Who would like for that to be your situation?
You had to give him the interview.
Of course you did.
Because I fully believe New Orleans needs somebody that's offense. That defense, I think I could coordinate it and be top 10 in the league.
You might be right. I also look at this, though, and go, with all of the turmoil that's stacked against whoever comes in to take this job, part of me goes, why would Eric Bieniemy really want it anyway?
I said that when they first announced they were going to interview him. Like, if I'm Eric Bieniemy, you better give me a 10-year deal because it's going to take me about 4 to fix this offense.
Right, because I'm killed against the salary cap. I have aging weapons. I got a disgruntled wide receiver. My running back currently
is in
Las
Vegas jail.
Don't do crimes.
Yeah,
just don't do crimes.
Here's my question. How was he allowed to play in the Pro Bowl yesterday? So he gets arrested right after the Pro Bowl. How did nobody go, maybe we should not let him put on a uniform?
Did he tell anybody about it? Did anybody know?
Well, apparently the Las Vegas Police Department was just sitting outside the stadium waiting on him to come out.
Mm-hmm. I'm not going to say
So
anything.
somebody knew. I'm still dumbfounded by that.
Right.
It's, the Pro Bowl.
It's Jeremy's I'm Mad, by the way, coming up later on in the program. It is it's a travesty. It's an absolute travesty of a joke. You got picks coming up tonight. Greene on Greene. How's it? I mean, did you have a rough one?
Friday was okay. It was not good.
Oh.
The Hornets peed in my punch bowl. And guess what? I'm going back to the well.
Yes. Greene on Greene, the picks of the night coming up next right here on ESPN Asheville.